Hello everyone and welcome to the Teamsport London Docklands track guide. This is a quick tutorial showcasing my hot lap time of a 46.4 on the circuit and then covering some of the braking zones, racing lines and other tips to maximize your time on track. Please skip to the time that you see on the video for the hot lap and track breakdown. By all means, if you have any tips, tricks, or any bits of information that you have found on the track that helped you skim your lap times, please feel more than free to comment below. This is a tutorial that is aimed to help as many people as possible improve their times or gain knowledge before heading out on track for the first time, so every bit of information is welcome. If you would like in the future for me to cover some of the overtaking spots, seating position, steering position and input, what to look out for on the track and defending, please comment down below and I'll be more than happy to make some more content, which is what I love doing. Now all of that is out the way, let's jump straight into the hot lap. Although the lap begins at the start-finish line around the main straight, to get the best possible time, you need to set yourself up well on the last few corners on the track. I'll cover that section of the track when we get to it. To begin with, we want to drift our car to the left-hand side of the track following the banked corner and steering to the right slightly once we get past the bend on the main straight. The reason we're hugging the right is so that we want to brake and steer into the left corner with as much speed and momentum as we can. Our braking zone is in between the last left pillar highlighted on the screen and the right pillar. Somewhere between these two pillars, once you get to it, is where you want to start braking. So when you see these two pillars, think, I need to brake soon, and carry enough speed through into the corner. Once we've made it past this corner and feel the car is stable enough, we want to get onto the accelerator as quickly as possible, as these next few corners is full flat throttle. With slight steering input to the left, we want to slingshot ourselves through the double right-hander as you can see on screen. For a lot of beginners, they tend to lift or brake around these corners, and if you remain flat, you'll see how much momentum and speed you'll carry through compared to others. I tend to have my kart closer towards the left-hand side of the track to set myself up for the flat right-hand turn with as minimal steering input as possible. I like to be as close to the barriers as possible, and then once I've made it past the corner, I drift my kart to the left to mitigate oversteering. Be careful if you see people in front of you in this section, as you can really catch up to them very, very quickly. Once I've made it past the flat right-hander, I position my kart to the right side of the track to prepare myself for the chicane. I tend to use the last right pillar as a braking reference and then steer my car in to hit the apex of the corner. Once I've made the first left corner of the chicane, I hit the throttle flat to slingshot myself for the right-hander and carry on flat throughout the bridge section. Going as close to the barrier as I can, I take the shortest route of the track from right barrier to left barrier. Up the ramp, we want to set ourselves up for the mezzanine section, which is one of the corners where you'll see most people are slower. I set myself up by having my kart as far left of the barrier as possible in order to hit that first apex. Once I pass the first tyre barrier, I stay in the throttle for a quarter's kart length. I then lift, which is when I take my foot off the throttle, and position my kart slightly wide towards the left, while steering to the right to get my kart straightened up for the down ramp section. Once I know I can hit the next apex clearly, I push my foot back down onto the throttle. I do not brake at all for this section. Down the ramp we go, I have my kart positioned as far right as possible to give us enough room and momentum to carry through to the hairpin. The silver metal slab is our braking reference. Once your kart has fully passed the metal, we hit the brakes and go as close to the left side tyre barrier as we can. I have a slight oversteer in the video, but ideally you want this to be as smooth as possible. This is where most people spin out or crash, so when racing with other people, please keep an eye out for what others are doing. Once this is mastered, it's a great overtaking opportunity. After we make the hairpin, our kart should be as far right of the track as possible. We carry this line straight until we find the last solo pillar on the right as our braking reference, and have a slight dab of the brakes to slow our kart down enough to make sure we execute the next 2 corners perfectly. I take in too much speed and have to overcorrect and countersteer. I then set myself up by steering slightly to the left and then snapping back to the right, going as close to the barriers as possible. I then take the inside line, which is the shorter part of the track, and slowly drift into that left-hand side of the track until we complete our lap. This track guide helped you shred some time. I would love to hear it in the comments and see your previous lap times and then your improved lap times upon watching this tutorial. If this helped you at all whatsoever, please comment and give a follow and a like. It would really help the channel, and I would love to make more content like this in the future. So thank you for watching, everybody, and good luck on the track.